Hello my friends, so welcome to this third part in the Wicca 2.0 series. So in this episode we are going to learn how to create a talisman. So the most important thing you're going to need is you are going to need a piece of paper and a pen. And what we're going to do is I'm going to show you several steps on how to create magic inscriptions that you can put on a talisman. You can use all of these, or you can use combination of different ones, or you can just use one of them. It's really up to you and how you feel about it. The first thing we're going to need to do though is write out exactly what it is that we want this amulet to represent for us, what we want to empower it with. So for example, I want to receive $5,000 within 1 month. Now with intention, one of the best things to do is to first of all create something that's semi-realistic and within a time period, or within some kind of a constraint. Because if you just ask for something but don't specify when you want it to happen, it may happen a year from now, it may happen 20 years from now. So if you want something to happen within a specific time range, you should specify it. So we're going to write out, I want $5,000 in the next 30 days. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take this thought and we're going to break it down to the most minimum words that we can, preferably 1, 2, or 3 words. So let's take $5,000, 1 month. So we can write that down to 5K to represent 5,000 and month. So we'll write out 5K month. Now we've got our thought about what we want to accomplish. We've broken it down to 2 simple words that we can use to empower something by thinking it, just those 2 words. So the next step, because we're creating a talisman, is we need to think of a planet to associate with this amulet, because this is going to be important later on down the line. If you saw my second part in this series, Planetary Magic, you will understand that there are certain planets that are associated with certain days, certain hours, and also depending upon what your tradition is or what your path is, certain planets are associated with certain things. In this case, what we want to do is we want to get $5,000. That is finance, money. We need to think of a planet that's associated with that. I'm going to go with Jupiter. We'll write down Jupiter as the planet that we are going to associate with. The next thing that we need to do is we need to harness the energy of Jupiter. And this is something that magicians have been doing for hundreds of years. And this is finding the magic square that is associated with Jupiter. And you can find that in various books. I'm also going to show graphics of the various magic squares of the planets. Now, magic squares are squares that all of the vertical rows add up to a specific number, and all the horizontal rows add up to a specific number. And each one adds up to the same one. So for example, for Jupiter, all of the horizontal boxes add up to 34 and all the vertical boxes add up to 34 in each row and each column. For example, let me just read something from Agrippa. It is affirmed by magicians that there are certain tables of numbers distributed to the seven planets, which they call the secret tables of the planets, endowed with many and very great virtues of the heavens, inasmuch as they represent that divine order of celestial numbers, impressed upon celestials by the ideas of the divine mind, by means of the soul of the world, and the sweet harmony of those celestial rays, signifying, according to the proportion of effigies, super celestial intelligences, which can no other way be expressed than by the marks of numbers and characters. We've got our thought. We have broken it down to 2 simple words. We have our planetary energy that we want to be able to harness. So the next thing that we want to do is we want to create a magic number to associate with our thought. So this is one of the first character representations to represent and empower for this talisman. So using the Greek Pythagorean method of associating numbers with English characters, we are going to take the 2 words, 5K and month, and we're going to add up all those numbers. So, looking at this graphic here, we can see that each letter of the alphabet is associated with a number from 1 to 9. So we can take the number 5, and we'll just take number 5. We'll add in the number for K, which is 2, M, which is 4, O, which is 6, 5, 2, and 8. And add those numbers together, which totals 32. So then we want to take the number 32 and we want to break it down to a single digit. So we'll add 3 and 2. 5 is the magic number that is associated with our intention. So we'll write down number 5. So now at this point, what we have is we have our thought, we have our intention that we want. We've broken it down to 2 simple words, 5K and month. We've found a planet that is associated with that. And now we've also found the magic number 5. So the next thing that we're going to do is we are going to create a sigil. Now this is a little more complex because we want to create a unique sigil that is associated with our intention. So then in the links below, there is a link to my website where you can download a disc which has all the letters of the alphabet associated with it. And we are going to use this disc to create a sigil. And what we're going to do is you can lay a piece of paper over it so you can still see through the paper and you can see onto this disc, which you can download from my website. And we are going to we're going to draw a line starting with K to M to O to N to T to H. This is a sigil that we can now associate with our intention. So now we have our intention. We have the 2 words that is associated with it. We have the planet. We have the magic number. We also now have a sigil that we can associate with it. So now the last thing that we're going to do is we're going to create a unique symbol that is associated with our intention. Using those 2 words that we had before, 5K and month, let's break this down to a unique symbol that we can use to charge. When creating a symbol, you eliminate all duplicate letters. In this case, 5K and month, we don't have any duplicate numbers. So we'll eliminate the vowels. There's only one vowel, which is O. We can eliminate the M and the N because they look similar, but let's keep the N. We could keep the M, but in this case, we're going to just keep the N. Let's break it down to 5NT. So that represents 5,000 and the month. So 5NT. And what you can do is you can draw the 5, the N, and the T in whatever sequence or shape, or put some letters on top of other ones, or connect other ones, or reverse them, or flip them, and create a symbol that appeals to you. And you feel confident enough that it represents what it is you want to create. And what we'll do is now we will write this symbol down. So now we've created our intention. We have it broken down to 2 very simple words. We have our magic number. We have the planet that is associated with it. We have our sigil, and we have our symbol. So all the while we have been doing each one of these steps, in the forefront of our mind has been our intention, what we want to empower this amulet with. Since Jupiter is the planet that we want to capture the energy of, we are going to do this on a Thursday. And we could capture the energy of the sun, which is also associated with finance and money and abundance. So that's a possibility. But in this particular scenario, we're going to go with the hour of Jupiter. So we're going to go on the day of Jupiter, the hour of Jupiter. Go into circle, bring your notepad with you, a pen, and the talisman template. And on the first side, we're going to draw the magic square of the planet, the planetary symbol, and the magic number. So the planet symbol is the typical astrological symbols that you see for the planets. On the second side, we're going to write the seal of the character of the planet. We're going to write its intelligence and its spirit. So here's a graphic of what that looks like for Jupiter. So we're going to write out the character of the planet, the intelligence and the spirit, and arrange it however appeals to you. On the second side of side 1, so we have side 1A, side 2A, side 1B, and side 2B. So this is the flip side of 1A. We're going to draw the words around the very edges of what our intention is, which is to get $5,000 in 30 days. And we're going to draw the magic number that we got for Jupiter, for our intention in the very center. On the second side of 2B, we're going to draw the sigil and the symbol. And we're going to add other symbols to represent a deity, animal, energy, or symbol. So because we're trying to capture the energy of Jupiter, in this particular case, the name Jove is associated with Jupiter. Jupiter is also associated with the eagle, the bull, and the thunderbolt. So one of the things that I'm adding into this example is, because I want money to arrive within a month, I'm going to use the symbol for the American dollar and the moon symbol. And I'm going to flip the moon symbol on its side, and I'm going to put the dollar symbol right above it. So it's almost as if the month is giving birth to the dollar symbol. I'm also going to use the name Jove and write the name Jove below it. So this is how my particular talisman is going to look on both sides. Now you can fold this talisman over and hang it on a necklace and wear it as a charm. Another thing that you can do is you can create a satchel and place it inside the satchel. And inside the satchel you can put herbs, stones, metal, any other objects that you associate with this particular talisman. So you would take all of these items into circle with you, and as you are inscribing all of these images onto the talisman blank, you would charge it with your intention. And when you are done, you can close the circle and then take that talisman, and you can either put it into a satchel or you can just fold it over and hang it from a necklace. And that is how you create a talisman. Now, this has a lot of steps to it. You don't have to do all of those steps. You can just do a few of these steps. And I hope I broke it down to a semi-easy explanation of how to do this. But if you have any questions, please put it in the comments below, and I will try to answer it to the best of my ability. This has been Liloken. Thank you, and blessed be. Thank you for watching my video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you'd like to stalk me on social media, you can find me on Facebook and on Twitter. If you'd like to support my madness, become a Patreon supporter. All of my Patreons have access to my videos 3 days before I release them on YouTube, and you can watch them completely ad-free. This has been Liloken, dispelling the bullshit one video at a time. Thank you, and blessed be.